Module 6. Buttons and Event Handling. Your microbit has two buttons. The left button is A and the right is B. When you click one of these buttons, the microbit receives a signal that says it has been pressed. You can tell the microbit to do something when it receives a message to say that button A has been pressed. This is called event handling. Code written in an event handler only runs when that event happens. For example, a button is pressed. If that button is never pressed, then the code will never run. Think about a piece of software you use regularly. There is probably a cross in the top right or left-hand corner to close it. If you never click the cross, then the code for closing the window will not run. Event handling in MicroPython is similar to this, but you add code to check if the button has been pressed. This code will check if button A has been pressed. If it has been pressed, then true will be returned, otherwise false will be returned. The code just checks whether the condition of the button being pressed is true or false. These are Boolean values, true or false. The code on its own doesn't do much. We need to check what the value is. We can do this using a selection statement. You'll learn more about selection in a later topic, but you can get used to the syntax here. If button A is pressed, we can output an image. In this code, my image is stored in line 2. On line 4, there is the word if in lowercase. Then the code for checking if a button has been pressed, and then a colon. The colon is the end of this line of code. The code you want to run if it has been pressed goes on the next line, but indented. Use the tab button on your keyboard if the IDE doesn't do it for you. This is so the microbit knows to only run this code if line 4 is true, i.e. button A has been pressed. This code won't do anything at the moment though. It is only checking the button once, as soon as the program runs. We want it to check the button continually, i.e. forever and ever. We do this using iteration. Again, you'll learn more about this in a later topic, but you can use the syntax here as an introduction. The iteration uses the keyword while in lowercase on line 4. Putting true after it means it will just keep going forever and never stop, so use this carefully. True has a capital T and is again followed by a colon, like with the selection statement. All the code you want to run forever needs to be indented, so the selection, the if, on line 5, and indented. Line 5 was already indented inside the if statement, so now it has to be indented again. The indentation here is important. Read the code like it was sentences, while true, colon, if button is pressed, colon, show the image button A. Have a go, see if it works. You can extend the selection statement to check which button has been clicked and to do something different depending on which you clicked. The code now has an elif. This stands for else if, and it has the condition for checking whether button B has been pressed. This line of code only runs if line 6 is false, i.e. button A has not been pressed. Look at the indentation on line 8. It's the same position as the if in line 6. The code that runs when button B is pressed is indented again though. This shows it's within the elif. If it wasn't indented, then the code would not be dependent on the selection. Let's read the code again. While true, if button A is pressed, display button A image, else if button B is pressed, display button B image. A third option in selection is to use else without a condition. This just runs if none of the other selection, if, statements are true. It works like a default and jumps out of the if statement if the condition is not met. In this code, we have a selection statement for button A, a selection statement for button B, and then a default. This will only run if neither button A or B have run. The else has a colon at the end, like the if and the elif, and the code that runs in this else is indented. The else itself is at the same indent level as the if and the elif. This is because they are all together. You don't need an elif to have an else. In this example, we have if button A is pressed and then an else. So if button A is not pressed, the else will run. If you clicked button B, the else would run. If you didn't click anything, the else would run. But if you clicked button A, then line 7 would run.